Hello, it's MANEMA again, and welcome to another episode of The Crafty Communicator, where marketing, communications, and brand experts converge to exchange knowledge. In today's episode, I want to share with you tips that you can use to spot fake marketing. Yep, there are fake marketers out there, and in this channel, we are hoping to promote ethical marketing and so that our profession can grow. So, number one, the balance sheet will tell it all. So, especially for those organizations that are publicly traded, also some organizations that are in either the finance space, banks, investment banks, deposit taking microfinances. Many of these organizations are regulated by government and therefore are by law are expected and required to post their financials. Now go and have a look at their marketing spend within those balance sheets and compare that with what is actually happening on ground. You'll be able to tell if there's fake marketing that's happening. Still under the balance sheet, and this is mostly from, if you haven't watched the previous episode where I was talking about greenwashing, please go check that out. Greenwashing is when organizations are claiming or are positioning themselves or branding themselves to be environmental conscious, but the money that they put into these initiatives is actually not there, and how they're investing their business to move towards greener and more environmental friendly uh, provisions and products is really not reflecting greenwashing. So have a look at that. You'll notice many of these organizations, they'll use very vague words like, oh, uh, in the journey of net zero, or we are in transition, but never had numbers, never really had numbers when it comes to the work they do towards that, and it will always reflect in their balance sheet. Many of these organizations, let's say energy and oil companies or timber manufacturing companies, you'll always find that they're only spending maybe perhaps 1% of the revenue towards such initiatives, but it's not really investing in what they claim to be doing. So that's number one. Check out the balance sheet, it tells a lot. Number two is authenticity in expression. There's a way marketers, a true marketer, will always speak. They will always articulate themselves. There's a process thought to it, and it comes naturally. I'm not saying that it comes through training, number one. It comes through training because we have to organize our thoughts in order to be able to make it into, how do I call it? Palatable or bite-sized stories that the market can understand, and marketers tend to speak that language. So watch out for that, and see if this person has that ease in articulation. Also, still within ease of articulation, uh, you will notice that they easily give you ideas. It just comes flowing. And of course, for all marketers who've come after me and I've had the privilege of training and leading in different facets, I always tell them, don't give out everything, don't give out all your ideas, because that's what sets you apart. But we're just natural teachers, so to speak. We share these ideas come. We might not break down it in strategy because now that's the real work, but the ideas naturally come and there will be a flow, some form of authenticity in how they express themselves. The other way to spot a fake marketer is ask for a portfolio. Verify their portfolio, the work they have been able to do and they've been able to achieve. Now, as you're reviewing the portfolio, because I mean, today we can fake portfolios, right? But as you're reviewing the portfolio, you will notice growth. For example, if I'm verifying the portfolio of a PR professional, a public relations professional, you will notice that the initial press releases they used to write was somewhat okay, a novice, someone who's starting out and they're trying. But you'll notice As they give you more recent ones, you'll notice the growth and the maturity in their writing, in their style. They have um, there's more professionalism to it, there's more depth to it. So you'll notice growth when you look at people's portfolio. So when people are sending you the portfolio, don't tell them to send you, their latest best work. No, ask them to send you from when they started. So whether it was 1 year ago and now they're 3 years into their career, you'll still be able to sense some form of growth that has taken place, right? The other thing I wanted to touch on quickly is references. Yeah, references or referees. An authentic marketer will share referees with you. Personally, I don't advocate for giving referee information before like a job interview or on your CV as you're applying for the job. However, always put a line that says references or referees available upon request. And these referees are people who can actually vouch for you and the work that you have done. These are people who've invested in your career over the years and know what you're able to bring to the table and are generally proud for the of the work you've done or the person you're becoming. So when you one way to spot a fake marketer, they're not easy to come with references. These are some of the things people invest in early on in their career is having referees. But if they haven't, then you will, have a question mark around that. The other thing that I'd like you to be mindful of, I call it the shiny object syndrome. Yeah, as human beings, we like things that are shiny and glamorous, and we easily fall into this trap. Now, what do I mean by shiny new object? These are marketing stunts that are pulled by unethical marketers to to persuade customers into wrongful thinking. When you see things that are advertised as no additives, no added sugar, or one which I saw recently in the market is Greek like yogurt, because there's a certain fad, there's a fashion right now in only drinking Greek yogurt as the best probiotic in the market and things like that. So you'll notice some yogurt companies are using the word Greek like yogurt. Here is the trick. When they say no additives, they say X, Y, and Z like. Do this. Take the previous product and take the current product and look at the ingredients. And look at the ingredients. Often than not, the ingredients are exactly the same. When you see things like no cholesterol, or just go down to the nitty gritties and look at the ingredients of the previous generation product and the current one, which they're selling at a premium, you'll find yourself paying for the exact same product, just at a higher price and in a different packaging. So that's another way to spot fake marketing. People tend to use very vague words or words which won't get them into trouble. For instance, when I say Greek like yogurt, if a regulator was to ask me as a marketer, so why did you use the word like? Um, the claim is true. The claim is it's Greek like. I never said it is Greek. And in that very sense, you've already lost the battle against the organization. So those are small things that you can watch out for. No sugar. Go look at the ingredients. Sugar has different names. Sometimes they put a scientific name that not every layman will understand. It might be sucrose, it might be high fructose, it might be corn syrup, it might be energy, just represented in different words. Yeah. Last but not least, fake influences, fake testimonials. Now, for this one, sometimes can be a bit hard, especially those because testimonials often than not don't use the customer's full name. It's only nowadays, of course, organizations are more deliberate, which is quite a milestone for marketers. use actual consumers to tell the story of the product. However, we still have a few bad seed in the pod, a few bad peas in the pod, and these ones would typically be fake in the sense that when you think of fake testimonials, an easy way to catch that is just use something like a plagiarism checker. One that I use often is Grammarly. Grammarly has a good plagiarism checker. There's Matchguy can even verify photos for you and things like that to know that this is fake testimonials and fake marketing. Fake influencers, it's easy to spot. Just compare their following versus their engagement. Perhaps they're running for you a campaign. Compare their engagement to their number of followers. Does it match? Look at their previous campaigns that they've run for other clients also. The range shouldn't be way too high. Many of influencer marketing strategists and professionals are probably trying to oversell the influencer and why they'd be ideal for the organization. But for you, as the overall chief marketing officer for that particular project, I'd encourage you to verify. Sometimes even go through their following. If there are no pictures, if the names are just a bunch of numbers, some of these followers and engagers are bots. Or sometimes you have one word statements. Oh, excellent. Thank you. A real client, when they're engaging you, they have a story to tell, they have a question they're asking, they want to engage more with the product. So those are a few tips I'd like to share with you to spot fake marketing. This is part one. I'll do another part two in a subsequent episode, but for now, please watch out, take care of yourself, and I hope you're practicing ethical marketing. Until the next one, be good.